The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to this Earnestly Speaking podcast. I'm your host, Ernest EJ Christian, coming to you on a cloudy Thursday afternoon here in South Florida. On the line, of course, is our monthly edition of Shoot the Shit. Rosalyn Ross, Memphis, Tennessee. Rosalyn, what's up?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm good. We were talking about you before you logged on here. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know what about.
Do you want to know?
Maybe you'll tell me. Well, now I don't know. I don't want to know in front of an audience. I would have wanted to know in private because it could be terrible.
And of course, GW Gras, out of what part of New York? I keep forgetting.
Right now I'm in Elmsford, New York, where it's really, really like sunny and hot out here for some reason.
What's the weather out there now?
It's been so chaotic. Like we had a 85-degree day like on a Monday or something last week, and everybody's like, "What the hell is this?" And then 2 days later, it dropped down to 60, and then it was raining hard as hell the last like day and a half, and now it's like a spring day. It's like 80 degrees out. It's like burning out.
And you hate it.
I hate this weather so fucking much.
Yeah, you're the one New Yorker that can't stand New York weather.
It's supposed to be winter weather. I think I told you before, I'm the kind of guy that wears basketball shorts pretty much all year round. I wear basketball shorts and a thermal, basketball shorts and a t-shirt, basketball shorts and a hoodie. Like, that's pretty much what I wear all year round. Totally washed up, totally giving up my life. But, like, I'm comfortable just in shorts, even in the winter, so.
Dude, you're the New Yorker that actually embraces New York weather, like, to its T.
Hey,
exactly.
I'm a survivor, all right? I'm a survivor.
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh.
Shut up, Ross.
Hey, Ross, how's the weather in Memphis?
Well, I think we had a big rain, and finally we've had some actual 70-degree days. But last week it was still 90, all the way up to last week. It was horrible.
It's starting to cool down here. We're still warm, obviously, but the humidity factor here no longer is an issue. Like, we're starting to actually get a little bit breezier, which means we're gonna get some cold fronts probably next month or so, which is good.
Okay.
There's such a interesting podcast. We talk about local weather.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing to talk about. Dude, I gotta be honest with you. So to listeners of this podcast, how we typically book these shows. Like, so last week I'd asked,
God,
I'd asked you guys, Ross. Oh God, it's like G now. Oh God.
I know. This is gonna be something.
Not even G. That's Twan actually. Right. Twan does the whole time. So Twan and Antoine Staley and Rosalyn Ross. Oh God. Oh God.
I'm just saying, I feel something about me is coming on here, like something about how terrible I am.
It's totally about you.
I know.
It's totally about you. You know that. Come on. No, so typically, like, we, a couple weeks in advance, we'll set a date for the podcast. Last week, I decided to say, well, let's try to see if we can do it this coming Thursday, because I got a pretty big schedule this next couple of weeks with pods. And so I asked you guys if we could do the show as we're doing now, today. And, of course, G responds, and he says, yeah, whatever, and then, Rosalyn doesn't respond at all. Then I send Rosalyn. Then I guess I sent either. No. I posted something on Instagram, and then
you sent me a DM on Instagram.
Yeah. And was it DM? No. I sent you a message on Instagram on a picture, I think, actually. And then you replied to me saying, "No, you replied to me saying, by the way, I owe you a text."
Oh, I owe you a text.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Right.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking if you say that, then you'll probably text me next couple minutes. You didn't text me at all. I'm like, okay, you owe me a text, but you sent me a message on Instagram. Could you just go switch the app from the Instagram app to message app to text me? What's going on? So I'm thinking, okay, well, she's not gonna text me. I wait a couple days, not gonna text me, whatever. Then I think 2 days ago I just told G we'll do it in 2 weeks, and then I sent Rosalyn a DM. This is the DM part where I asked you, hey, could we just do it in 2 weeks? She's like, wait, I thought we were doing it on Thursday. Like, you never confirmed, damn it.
Let me say, like, I feel like I do a podcast with EJ now, like, every week. So it's like, I'm just confused. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we've been doing a lot of it because of the wrestling talk. The wrestling's been picking up big time the last couple of weeks, so that's the reason why. Roz, don't get jealous either. Don't start that stuff.
I know. I was just about to say, like, but that's okay. I mean, you know what I'm saying. I mean, y'all got your little thing you're doing without me.
Because God forbid, EJ brings me on to talk about football. Instead, he brings on, like, losers, like, student of the game back on the pod to talk about that nonsense.
Oh, my God. Kyle's going to kill you. Kyle is going to kill you.
All of a sudden, we're talking just Kyle Nash over the heartdown.
Well,
Come on, man.
I think, the reason no, we can talk football, obviously, but the reason I think I've done this recently, too, I think because of the fact that I think you do enough of that with the beer show, of course, and then the gambling show.
Yeah, but that's all I do. All I do is talk about my garbage-ass Bears. That's it. I don't talk about nothing else.
So you want more football talk? Okay. I actually want. Well, it's funny because I actually want to do a roundtable pod in the next couple weeks. Either remember we did last year a couple times with Kyle, you and Kyle.
Yeah. Oh, and for the record, I know on the last shooting the shit, I was putting people I don't like on blast. Kyle's actually a good friend. He's not like the other two I mentioned on the other podcasts. I really don't like. Like me and Kyle are cool people. I drink. Like I met up with him twice. We drank. We had a good time. He's a good guy. I just like busting his chops.
Yeah, he's big chops to bust though. That guy's 7'5".
You were busting all the chops.
What is he? You made him sound like he's a gargoyle.
There's more El Gigante, Ojan Gonzalez. Want to put it that way?
He is. Yeah, he's a big dude though. He's the kind of guy. He's the kind of guy that when you're drinking and you're out, you feel like you can just start fighting with people. Meanwhile, he's like the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, he is. I've actually started to get.
All he's gonna do is make sure nobody fights. And he's strong enough to make sure nobody fights, and that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's yeah. I to this day, I have still not met him yet in person. Bad friend.
And you guys live in the same state. I live in New York, and I met this dude twice.
Lucky. You just got. It's circumstance, coincidence, I guess. Every time I go to Orlando, I can't go because I got time stuff. Huh?
I call it lucky, but you know.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying you get circumstance. We try to get together.
Let me tell you. Yeah, you know you're getting lucky when Rosalyn Ross bumps into you when she's in your state. That's when you know you're lucky.
No, that never happened. Of course, she's what, Memphis, and then she. What do you frequent, Ross, outside of Memphis? Of course, outside of Tennessee. Do you frequent California a lot?
Yeah, L.A. and Nashville and yeah. But listen, I'm gonna see you. We've already made a pact that we're going to see each other in 2020, the three of us. We discussed this like 2 pods ago. I don't like that there's silence here because you remember I said it. You better remember. We're going to see each other.
I'm just laughing at you because you're just lying.
Yeah, I agree.
All the pictures. We're going to stunt on the gram. We're going to do our we need promotional pictures for this podcast. We got to keep this thing into high gear.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do?
So next year is the year.
Yeah, GW's in his shorts and hoodie.
If we do that, I guarantee you I'm going to start a burner account, and the pictures of me and Roz that are up, I'm going to start a burner account saying that, like, me and Roz are, like, dating each other. We're not supposed to. It's like, I'm going to start some real rumors. It'll add spice to the podcast.
Burner account.
Right. You know? So there'll be a rumor mill that'll be bigger than the pod, apparently.
And everybody will believe it because of my ego and me being the prettier one of the two. Everybody will believe it. You know.
Speaking of Roz, I'm actually going to check right now her updated Instagram and see if any thirst comments here. Okay, let's see here. By the way, nice picture of you in all black. It's really nice. Is that a dress? It's a dress. Yes. Good. Really cute.
It's a dress.
Very cute. Very cute. Okay. Let's see here. Let me see any. Okay. Lots of fire emojis. Fire. Some guy named Mr. Ike Carter. All right. Who that is?
Mr. Ike Carter. I hope you know that.
There's a guy named Everett Anderson that has the emoji, the chin up, like looking like Like, come on, dude.
That's because he's on his way to giving me a hard time. I cannot believe that you guys want to give me a hard time about my IG. Let's go over to G's IG.
Some guy named Reggie Junior Comedy says you've been on some stunning shape lately. # keep it up.
I like that guy.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, Reggie's good. Yeah, he's good.
The
Funny.
Duke of Dayton says hashtag goodness.
Oh, thirsty.
Look at the thirst in this. Look at all the thirst here, man. Oh my god, like,
That's
dude.
not thirst. That's just people making regular, nice comments on the thirst.
As I roll my
it.
eyes right now, you say that. Come on, Rob. Stop it.
Do not roll your eyes.
I just did 4 times.
You're terrible.
Yeah, you're less smarter than that, Roz.
If this show's on Twitch, believe me, you'll see my eyes 4 times already. Come on now. So, anyway.
Listen, I'm eager to discuss your delving into The Office because me and G are gonna go at it again about Pam. But I just want to give you your space to talk about because you haven't seen the whole thing yet.
Yeah, I'm on season 2. I slowed down a little bit because of the wrestling stuff again.
Oh, come on. Only on season 2?
It's
oh,
bad.
my God. Season 2? Like, you started this like you had already started before our last pod, and you're only on 2.
Rosalyn,
you should be at least up to 4 or 5 now.
Last week alone, I had 13 hours of wrestling to watch between the SmackDown premiere, AEW, Raw and NXT, and the pay-per-view on Sunday. And football.
All right.
And my daddy.
Oh, you are daddy. All right. So that's
I'm a daddy. I'm a full-time daddy. I'm involved with my kids. Heavily involved. I'm not going to brag, but, yeah.
I'm pretty much a part-time daddy.
Black men do take care of their kids. Yes. Black men don't cheat. Black men don't also take care of their kids. That's what I'm saying.
You know, when did that start, that stupid thing of black men don't cheat? I know a lot of black guys cheat.
I told you, we discussed it a couple months ago on the pod about, I think it started from, it was a video from a rapper.
Didn't it have to, wasn't it a joke from the beginning though? Like, this was never actually a real thing.
It might have been a joke based on the video, but Charlamagne the God made it a big issue too,
oh God! I mean, who cares? Like, none of these hashtags, none of these broad stroke hashtags mean anything. I've never paid that much attention because I assumed it was a joke from the beginning, and certainly every meme I saw about it when I started paying attention, they were all jokes.
Right.
All of them, every single one.
Right.
Because clearly, that is an ugly untruth. So I don't know what we're doing out here.
So,
but
anyway, The Office. I started about
season 2,
3 weeks ago. I love it. Number 1. Now here, to give you a little backstory. My wife and I go back and forth when it comes to shows, like binging or whatever, and choosing when to binge shows. She had said for years that she had no interest in watching The Office because of not because of the show itself, but because of the fact that she's not a big fan of the camera, the way it's done, documentary style, the camera. She likes more standard camera, things. What do you call that? Roz, you're the film geek, huh?
You call that?
Yeah. Well, it's
you're the film geek.
It's like a standard. It would be a standard multicam show where you're not breaking the fourth wall, which is what they do because it's a documentary style. So anyway, she's saying she just prefers a standard multicam.
Right. So I start the show, as I text you guys the same day. I start the show, and then I tell her this. Oh, by the way, honey, I started The Office. Oh, you want to watch with me? I'm like, oh God, really? I didn't want to watch the show. Like really? So I said, fine. Watch the first couple episodes and catch up to me real quick, see if you like it. Guess what now? She's way surpassed me now. She's on season 6 now.
Yeah, well, what the hell happened? You should be up with her. Like, I don't understand. Like, how has she gone past you? But anyway, I'm trying to even remember the high points of season 2. Tell me something about what you just saw recently.
All I know is my favorite character is Stanley. That's all I know. Michael's a fucking idiot. Michael's a fucking idiot. Dwight is not far behind, but Dwight is actually,
he's actually smart, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's very, very smart. My favorite episode is the basketball episode, honestly.
Is the what?
The basketball episode.
The basketball episode?
Yeah.
What's the basketball episode?
When it was the warehouse guy gets the office.
Oh, when they played the warehouse.
Yeah.
And Michael's horrible. Like, he's horrible.
Stanley was horrible.
I'm glad you said that. That's the
no,
funny part.
but I'm just saying, like, didn't they beat the warehouse? But
yeah,
then they win,
Yeah,
and then they punked Michael. then they punked Michael into being like, no, y'all are going to work and we're not going to do it, right? He's horrible.
Yeah, but you remember, like, the warehouse they didn't really beat the warehouse. Like Michael asked what the score was, and they were up, and then he said, "Oh, I'm fouled. That's it. You guys are on play right."
Oh, right. That's true. Yeah. All right. That's true. That's true.
No, the best part of the whole thing is for me, and G just mentioned Stanley. Like, okay, you assume, black guy, granted older, you figure he has some skills. You see him dribbling.
Yeah, the only one that could really play on the team was Jim.
Was Jim, exactly.
Yeah. I was drinking. Pam's fiance were going at it.
I was drinking something, whatever it was, and then I was choked on my drink watching that shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Can't triple shit.
But The Office, like when you watch it, especially when you watch the later episodes, is the slow development of Craig Robinson, and now Craig Robinson pretty much stands on his own 2 feet as the comedic actor. You know, because like his character changed so much. Like he was almost
his
like a bully.
Changed a lot.
Yeah.
He was
like he was pretty much a bully. Yeah, he was a bully. He was a tough guy. And then when they start introducing him more, he's like really a softie. And he's really a softie, and he's just hilarious. And now he just stands on his own 2 feet as a comedic actor. So it's great actually seeing like I guess his character development, the way, and that's what it is about The Office. Character development is what keeps you in tune from the beginning to the end.
Right. My quick synopsis so far is that right now and maybe this may stay the same way going forward too. I think the supporting cast is the best part of that show, not the core. Like to me, the supporting cast is amazing.
Well, the thing is, but to G's point, it gets to the point where there's not really. I mean, of course, you're focused on Jim and Pam and Michael and Dwight, but I'm saying, like, it gets to a point where each character is developed very well. Like, you start to know their ticks and how they fit into the broader weirdness of The Office. Meredith and Creed, like, Creed went from basically no lines ever, just being like the old dude in the back.
Sickest bastard. To being the sickest bastard on that show,
exactly. To being sick and crazy and twisted and weird and funny as hell.
It's like with Creed, they let you think he's a drug dealer, a murderer, a sociopath. They let you think the craziest things about Creed. It's hilarious what they do with Creed. But it's
it's hilarious.
I tell people. Go ahead, Ross. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Ross.
No. I was just gonna reiterate what you said, G, which is that. Yeah, it gets to a point where they've developed those characters so strongly that it really is, you're watching an ensemble cast. I mean, you focus a little more on some stories, but you know a lot about the complete entire ensemble. They develop them very well.
Yeah, like I tell people, and people when people first start watching The Office, right? They ask you, who was your favorite? And I'm like, I don't know. I kind of like them all because they're all like individual, like crazy characters. But the character, when you start watching the show later on, and I'm not sure if you're gonna agree with me, Roz, and it came as a surprise to me. Angela became one of my favorite characters on the entire show.
Yeah, she's funny.
Angela's character went from being like a snarky, snooty, like little bitch, and they gave her all this depth. Like she was a conniving.
They gave her a lot of depth.
Yeah, they gave her, and I remember one episode, because let me tell you, Office is one of those shows, every other episode almost makes me cry. I don't know why. Every other episode almost makes me cry. When Angela made me cry, I was like, I love her. She's the best. Angela made me cry, and I fucking lost it. I was like,
Angela didn't make me cry until down at I feel like we're spoiling this.
Season.
Yeah, it's the last season. She had probably about 2 or 3 episodes where I legit cried. Like I was.
Yeah.
I mean, but she did. That's what I'm saying. She had great development as well. They did. They did
a great job.
Let me tell you.
You wouldn't expect that. You wouldn't expect that from the first 3 seasons. You would never expect Angela to have a main role, and B, you'd actually give a shit about her role. And for the first 3 seasons, she was really in the background. And then they played her up, and she was great, really great.
So this obviously later on in the show. You're saying she changes up really much later in the show. Okay.
Oh yeah. We're talking
by the time season 3 comes around, though, Ernest, you're gonna start to more. It's just it's very subtle too. Like it's not it's not a hard turn on these guys. Like it's very subtle that all of a sudden you start to learn these little pieces of their backstory, and you start to learn more about why the hell they're so weird in this office setting. Mm-hmm. And then you start to figure out that they're all crazy as hell. Like every single person that works in there is crazy as hell. And that's why it sort of worked. But and none of them don't want to leave. Like they all hate it there, but nobody leaves.
Oscar's the weirdest one there because he's obviously overqualified for the job, and he never leaves.
It's funny because it's so
because
easy
he's
to him.
weird as hell.
Yeah.
No one else could tolerate that weirdness, though. He also is weird and crazy.
Oh yeah, he's very weird
and annoying as hell. He's annoying. I mean, nobody else wants to put up with that. Yeah, it's
exactly, and that's what's funny too. His relationship with Angela goes insane. In the last
it does.
It does. I'm saying that's what you're gonna enjoy about the show. That's why I tell people it's the best written. It's the smartest written comedy show because it does have its dramatical points, but it stays kooky. I guess is the word you want to say. It stays offbeat. You know, the topics are just insane. Like when you're writing down a story, like when you're doing a storyboard, just coming up with the plots for these episodes, it's insanity. Like the main part that gets solved at the end of these episodes, it's insanity. You know, it's the dumbest thing. Like I'm not like you're gonna. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but it's just a rabies episode that's there that makes no sense, but it works.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like
did you guys?
It's just dumb shit.
Did you guys get into the show late? Like, cause it came out in 05, this version anyway, not the English version. This one, in 05. When did you get into the show?
I think I got into the show around season 3.
No, what I'm saying.
I did too.
So in 08, 07?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I came in around 07 or I think it was about season 3, and so then I had to. So what happened was that show was running in syndication on another network, like
that's how I saw it.
Maybe Comedy Central or
Yep.
But you guys were watching it when it was on
night,
TV still, right? You guys were still watching it while it was still on TV.
Well, it was still on, the current episodes were on TV, but they were showing back episodes on another station entirely. And I ran into those episodes on that. It might have been TNT or Comedy Central or something.
No, I think it was Comedy Central.
Okay, it was Comedy Central. And so I started watching on there, and it was still on. So once I caught up on Comedy Central, then I went ahead and started watching the current episodes and stayed current all the way through the end. But I didn't, it was probably already in season 3 by the time I ever saw a single episode.
Yeah, I never.
And honestly, I think the first episode I saw was the Diversity Day episode. And that's is that the second episode?
That was a great one too.
Or was that the first one?
That was season 1?
It was the second or third.
No, I mean, I know it's season 1, but I'm trying to remember I think it was second or third episode. But that actually is the first one I saw, and that hooked me in. And that's how I ended up watching marathons upon marathons every day, which caught me up to where they were.
You know what's great about that show, too, is that two of the show's producers, Ryan and Kelly, whatever their real names are, they're the only ones that legit stay as background characters, and both of them are producers on the show. You know, and they legit just stayed in the background. You know, like they always had a story. Kelly's was always just a dumb story. Like, it was always just, she's just an idiot, like in their head, and they played on it. And with Ryan, they give him somewhat of a story, I think in season 3 or season 4, and that was it. You know, but it's like those two are producers of the show, and they just kind of just played the background, you know. I think story came up yesterday. Did you guys see it yesterday? No, I see it.
I was going to say Mindy Kaling. Mindy Kaling, which is her real name.
Yeah,
what about her?
Yeah, she actually went through some shit. She said she just put out yesterday that, I don't know, like, she wasn't being recognized as a show's producer, and until she pretty much got a written confirmation from the white people on the show that she was a show's producer, she wasn't going to get, like, recognized for it, which was total bullshit.
So that's what I was going to say. Like, so many of those characters, so many of those folks on the show, they were actually producers on the show. So they would end up with, Jim, John Krasinski, Pam, I can't think of Pam's real name, Dwight, Andy, all of those, Jenna Fisher, all of those folks, plus Ryan, plus, actually, and Toby was like one of the head producers as well. Toby would, So they had like tons of producers. So she was having a conversation about like when it came time, because that show was nominated for like 20 some odd Emmys. And when they submitted the list of people who needed to get credit as a producer, as an Emmy nominee, they were like, it's way too many people. And she was the only one that was called into question.
Yeah, I see it here.
Called into question about whether or not.
Mandy Kaling accuses TV Academy of trying to discredit her office work. Okay, I see it here.
Yeah.
Messed up.
Yeah. So they didn't want to put her down as an official, with producer credit on the show.
Did you watch the Mindy Project? The Mindy Project?
No.
I probably saw about 2 or 3 episodes. It was funny.
It was good. Look, I liked it.
It was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
She did well with that.
Oh, that's
as
right.
Well.
And you're so far away. So when they introduce when they bring in Ellie Kemper,
yeah,
you're so far. Like, they're so far. Like, she doesn't come until later.
Oh yeah, you're a long way away. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to binge tonight. Cause we got a really shitty game tonight, even though my team's playing.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be an absolute quarter.
So we got destroyed because not only are we playing the Patriots, like no one on our team's playing. Evan Ingram's out, Saquon's out, Sterling Shepard's out, Wayne Gallman's out. Anybody that's actually good on our team is gone. So I'm gonna try to find a way to watch these couple episodes tonight, and I'm trying to dedicate a couple episodes tonight to watching it. My wife loves the pretzel episode with Stanley.
Oh my God, pretzel! It's that's what I'm saying. Like the way they take these very small little nothing happenstances in your day and turn them into an actual storyline is just, it's pretty brilliant. It is pretty brilliant.
Yes,
it's very well done.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Because I follow her on Twitter. Her name is Angela something. The girl who plays Angela, her real name is Angela, and she said that.
Yeah, her name's Angela.
She actually tried out an audition for the role of Pam.
Really?
Yeah,
I can't imagine playing Pam. I can't imagine playing Pam.
No, you can't, not at all. And she pretty much said, no, they gave me the bitch role instead. And, you know, and they're like, no, you're much better suited for this bitch role. And you're like, oh, okay.
If I'm not mistaken, though, G and Roz, I heard that Angela and Jenna Fisher, who plays Pam, are starting their own podcast on The Office.
Really?
Really? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, something to expect. Yeah,
I know both of them. Well, that whole cast pretty much stood tight with each other, which is awesome to see. You see them on social media. But like when Jenna Fisher had her show, which I actually liked, and it got canceled. They had Angela on one episode, and they had there was one thing when she was like, "Oh, you look familiar. Do I know you somewhere?" She's like, "No." You know, they did one of those kind of things on the show. And, you know, that like all of them stay tight with each other. Like you see, they had like a barbecue with each other last year. And they were all, like, pretty much trolling Steve Carell because he didn't go. Mm-hmm. You know, they were all trolling him. And then, like, during, like, I think it was the hockey playoffs. I think it was the hockey playoffs. I think it was Boston, which is Jim's team, and Philadelphia, which is Pam's team. They were, like, going at it on social media back and forth. And then, like, when Jim was at one of the Boston games, he had her fiance that was on the show. I forgot his name now. The big dude. He was sitting next to him while he was at the Boston Bruins.
Cool.
Yeah, it was like whatever it was. Yeah, it was like or whatever it was, the Philly game, whatever it was. But case is, they're all like so tight with each other though, which is like so.
It's called the Office Ladies Podcast.
Oh, cool. That's pretty cool.
Office Ladies.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Even though I came to did not like Pam very much. Yeah. But
you did?
In the early days, I really. Yeah. No, I did not like her.
You're going to have to make your own opinion, and we'll revisit Pam again, because Roz is totally
right.
wrong.
Now I can't talk about it because you're watching it, so I have to wait.
So
what I'm telling you is I broke up with her.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so what we'll do is this. My goal is to get this done by next month. So hopefully the next shit we do, we'll dedicate the entire episode to The Office, and like we're doing now apparently because we have 30 minutes into the podcast. That's all we're talking about. No, and we'll discuss The Office and this kind of the back and forth of that.
All right, very good. We'll be looking forward to it.
Do you guys like leave messages? I know Roz does, but EJ, do you like not answer text messages for a while because like you're just busy or whatever? And you ever just look at your phone and see how many? I just looked at my phone right now. It said 112 unread. Like who the fuck is hitting me up this much?
Wait a minute. 112. You guys give me a hard time, and you're sitting there with 112 unread text messages.
Gee, you're wrong on that one, man. I'm pretty efficient.
No, you want to know why? You want to know why though? Roz, you're not doing anything. All right, you're not doing anything.
Well, G, first off,
I'm doing plenty of things.
go ahead. No,
What I'm saying is, though,
Roz is sitting in a makeup chair. She's reading lines and then posing for pictures. All right. I just came out of a warehouse. I drive from Long Island to Westchester. I'm knocking down drywall, doing light ballast. Nah, I can't answer the phone right now. You are sitting in a makeup chair. You're getting dolled up. You're getting stalked on Instagram. You can answer a text.
Stop reading the operative word, of course. Stop.
I have 27 unread text messages. I usually keep somewhere around in there, 27 to 35.
No, I don't have that much.
I land.
The only time it gets that bad if it's a group text that happened I miss messages, but I'm always pretty much on top of my phone.
I hate.
Oh wait. I was gonna say, did I clear out our group text? And I did, and I still have 27 unanswered. So it's not even you guys looking for me. I don't know what the hell. Where are these 27 texts?
I don't feel as bad anymore about that. No, I'm pretty much on top of my text. Like, G, you're pretty bad too about that as well. You're not as bad as Roz, but you have moments where you take a couple hours a day to respond to a text.
Well, he just gave me his whole. He's in a warehouse sometimes, apparently.
I hate.
He's in a warehouse being busy.
Yeah,
I am.
No,
Listen, this is probably the first. My phone has been on Do Not Disturb for almost a week now. Like, this is probably the first actual time I've talked on the phone in maybe a week and a half. Like, I'm that crazy. Where my phone, I'm not allowing calls right now. I mean, if you want to say something to me, you got to text me. Mm-hmm. That's where I am in my life.
You know what I just realized a couple weeks ago? And I think I told G already once, 2 weeks ago. There's a lot of anniversaries. There's actually a lot of notable, like, pop culture anniversaries this year. Like, a lot of notable, like, TV show anniversaries. Friends is 25 years old this year. Actually, this past month. Saved by the Bell's 30 years old. I just remembered a couple days ago that Janet Jackson's Nation album is 30 years old now, too. A lot of like, notable stuff this year. I just realized that I never touched on this year. That I really wanted to.
Did you like Rhythm Nation? Did you like Rhythm Nation better than the Control album?
Yes. It's actually my second favorite album of hers. First is Janet, then Rhythm Nation, then Velvet Rope.
Oh, wow. Let me take a look at these albums. Gee, what's your take on that? Control or Rhythm Nation?
Pardon me?
Let me see. Let me look at these playlists.
Well, no, what was it?
For me, it's Control.
Control's great. I love Janet, so I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm just saying I have my favorites. You know, I have my personal favorites.
Oh my God!
No, that's what I'm not saying. I'm just saying I want to look because I hadn't ever thought about even comparing those. So let me take a look.
What was your question? Wait, Roz, what was your question? Roz, what was your question?
No, I was asking G, what's his answer to that same question he asked you? Did he prefer Rhythm Nation or was
Control? I think
the Control album. I think for me, only because I was a corny ass little kid and I saw the music videos. I was like thinking about what I would do to kiss her when I was young. So that told me more to me.
Bro.
That's how I felt about Michael.
The Jan album.
I loved Michael Jackson. I mean, I loved Michael Jackson when he was a kid.
I never understood girls being attracted to Michael. Like, he was gross.
Well, probably past 1997, maybe.
No, not 1985.
Yeah, but dude, like when he made Thriller, we were in love with him. Like, I dare you to find a girl.
He dressed up like a zombie.
It doesn't matter. When he turns to that girl in the freaking theater and he smiles at her, first of all, this man's smile could melt your face off. Prettiest smile ever. When they're sitting in that movie theater and he's eating that popcorn and he turns to her and he walks her down the street and she's getting scared, that thing, I wanted to marry Michael Jackson. Prettiest.
I will put Michael's smile any day of the week, any decade. I will put my smile up against Michael's any day of the week.
I gotta be honest.
I might be biased. It's good, G. I have to be honest. Talking bad about your smile.
I gotta be honest, though. Honestly, I gotta be honest. And no homo here, though. But he has the greatest smile ever.
I mean, what do you say? Gee, please find a picture of Michael Jackson. Please find a picture of Michael Jackson in 85, 86.
I just sent a text. 83.
If you're a guy, if you're a guy,
88.
you should have more
Check your phones, guys.
You should have more pictures.
Check your phones.
You should have more than 5 pictures in your life as an adult man. You should have more than 5 pictures as an adult man where you smile showing your teeth. Ever. Ever.
Gee, you have the weird. Is that in your book? Is that in your being a man book? You have the weirdest rules ever.
First off, fuck that. It wasn't going to be a man book, Roz. All right?
Hey, check your phones. Check your phones. I'll blow you all up.
I'm looking at it. He's going to get really upset. That smile when he's chewing that popcorn, that almost took my heart out of my chest when I was a kid.
There's no doubt about
He's got a pretty smile. Gee, he's basically Janet Jackson with That's a Man. Like they're the same. They got the same face.
Same bone structure,
if you like the way she
Same
looks,
bone structure.
Then, and bone structure. They and I'm not talking about once they had the plastic surgery. I'm saying they have the same face. Thank you, G, for sharing your picture.
And by the way, Mike had his first. No, and by the way, Mike had his first door job when he was dark. He was off the wall when he had his first.
That's what I'm saying. Like don't go light skin Michael Jackson, which sounds so. I hate to say that, but I'm just saying.
So, okay.
This man
for our listeners, real quick,
has a good-looking face.
Yeah, I agree. For the listeners here, me, G, and Roz have a group text. Shoot the shit group text. We talk all the time. So I sent 3 pictures of Michael Jackson from 1983 and 1988. Okay, with him smiling. G sent us back a text with him smiling. What the fuck you doing, G?
Thank you, G. G, your smile is beautiful as well. I was not saying your smile could probably melt my face off as well. However, Michael Jackson, I was just making the point that girls liked him. We did. And this man's smile, oh my God, I'm going back to the popcorn. Thanks for this, EJ. I'm going to have to save this in my phone.
1983.
When he's chewing that popcorn and he walks that girl down the street, he's like, oh yeah, no, don't be scared. I was like, oh, please let me marry Michael Jackson. Please. Please. It probably was my first legit celebrity crush, actually.
That's
like
probably accurate because of the I mean, you're about the same age, so that'd be about, that sounds about right. Most people our age group would probably said that, yeah.
I mean, and probably when I say legit, I don't know that I've really had a real celebrity crush since then. Who were you guys celebrities?
Vanity.
Like, can you
Vanity.
Vanity was your first one?
Vanity. She was the girl in The Last Dragon, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Fine as hell.
That's hilarious.
What do you think she was the girl? She was in Vanity 6. How does a music person not know her from that? You just know her from The Last Dragon?
Both.
I just know her from Last Dragon. That's all I know Vanity from. And that she
you don't know the song Nasty Girl, G?
Come
you
on.
don't know Nasty Girl.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah,
you don't know that.
Girl.
That's her.
I thank God for Prince. I thank God for Prince every day because of her.
Oh, she's like, I don't like that song. G, who was your first celebrity crush so we can roast you?
I know, I like that. You know what? I don't even know what her name was. She's not even a celebrity. But I was watching Teen Wolf. I had to be like 4 or 5 years old. And there was a scene there where one of the girls wanted to bang Michael J. Fox when he was a wolf.
Okay.
And she took off her top and her titties came out. That was my first crush. I ran right to my bedroom. and made love to my pillow. And I was like,
you're horrible.
I don't know who she is, but this pillow was about to get it right there.
Is it normal as a kid to have like a crush on cartoons? Like as a kid?
Yeah.
You had a crush on a cartoon?
Well, like She-Ra was one.
Nobody. We weren't doing that. That's a guy thing.
Yeah, Jessica Rabbit.
That's just
no. I was not running around loving on.
You had to be a little older.
I was 8 years old when Jessica Rabbit. I was like, well, is she real? Is she real?
Nah, man,
That's what it is. Yeah. Early questions to me also, Vanna White. Ew, she was hot as hell back in. Oh, Miss Elizabeth, of course.
No, you know who I like too? Kelly LeBrock.
Okay, yeah.
Kelly LeBrock was good looking. I was a fan of Kelly LeBrock.
And
That's
again,
a good looking chick.
You probably didn't hear this, Roz. You probably know who she is. Miss Elizabeth also had a crush on.
Who is Miss Elizabeth?
Macho Man's wife.
Whose wife? Is this some wrestling?
Macho Man Randy
Whose
Savage.
wife?
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh God, wrestling. You don't
No,
know.
I don't. I'm like, no, I don't know.
Holy shit.
I don't know who Miss Elizabeth is.
No, I actually like Miss Elizabeth when she got older and a little bit more slutty when she was with Lex Luthor. Yeah, her titties are popping all out. Like, yo, what happened to Miss Elizabeth?
No, I couldn't do that.
She used to come out like in gowns, be so respectful, and then she started wearing these tight black dresses. I'm like, yo, what happened to Miss Elizabeth? She got the frizz out of her hair. I don't know what she was doing, man. Like, that's good for her.
Hold on, check your text a second.
This dude's first celebrity crush with some boobs on Teen Wolf.
Yeah, boobs on Teen Wolf.
Boobs on Teen Wolf. That was your first.
Hold on. Hey, Roz, check your phone a little bit. Check your phone in about a couple seconds. There she is, right there, Miss Elizabeth. 1990.
I'm still looking at G's smile, so I don't have it yet.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who Miss Elizabeth is. No.
Blowing you up. I'm blowing you up.
Huh. Oh, she looks better. That second one, she looks better.
She yeah.
But she definitely looks like her name is Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah.
That's appropriate. Yeah.
And by the way, this is Macho Man. This is a record with her. You know who Macho Man is. You'll see Macho Man here in the text.
I probably will know who he is when I see him.
I love how this podcast is turning to us talking about the text messages we're sending each other.
Okay, yeah, we're actually texting each other right. We're 40 minutes in. We're actually texting each other in the middle of the podcast. This is great.
AJ, I looked at the Janet Jackson discography real quick, and I think you're right.
That's what I was going to go back to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the Janet album got it. Like Control is like, yeah, I think it goes the Janet album, then Control, and then Rhythm Nation for me.
Well, the Rob was pretty sick though. Rob was pretty sick though.
Wait a minute, let me go back and look at Janet because Control looks really good.
Goes.
Yeah, and That's Where Love Goes, which is still one of the best music videos I've ever seen.
And by the way,
and again is one of the saddest songs still to this day.
Again, oh my God, and that's the video where I fell in love with her. I swear to God, I wanted to. Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
I'm gonna go with Control. I don't even recognize a lot of these songs.
I'm Control. Wait. Ross, say it again. Which album?
I'm looking at Janet, and I'm like, this is a lot of songs that I can't place. Like, I'm looking at the titles, and the sound of them is not coming to me. Like, I know Anytime, Any Place.
That's Where Love Goes.
Where Are You Now? Another Lover, Again, Because of Love, Love Part 2, New Agenda. I don't know any of these songs off the top of my head.
You do. Play the album. When you got this call, play the album when you get a chance. You'll trust me. You'll feel kind of like embarrassed that you didn't know that.
But I really did enjoy That's the Way Love Goes and Anytime, Any Place, which is probably one of my top songs.
In this era, 93, this is 93 now, she was so fucking hot.
Yeah.
She's a good looking chick.
Golden.
Yeah, she was definitely at that point the hottest girl out.
Yeah. 93.
She had a long run of that. Like a really long run. Okay, let me look at...
Yeah, I would say Rhythm Nation definitely started that. But 93 was her peak in terms of the looks. And even Velvet Rope.
Let me see.
Yeah, even Velvet Rope you could say was also hot. A little more aggressive.
Now I'm looking at Rhythm Nation, and on Rhythm Nation I know Come Back to Me, I know Black Cat, I know All Right, that's a hit. Bonafide, great song. Love Will Never Do.
Heavy D,
this is a big album.
Heavy D, rest in peace.
This is an important album. And Rhythm Nation... I'm just saying, like, definitely in Billboard numbers, it's a big album. But in my personal, it's a big album.
It had 7 top 10 hits.
But again, I'm looking at Control from top to bottom. Control, Nasty, What Have You Done For Me Lately? You Can Be Mine, Pleasure Principle, When I Think of You.
Here's what's sick about that
Funny
album,
How Time Flies, dude. This thing here is top to bottom. I know this album like the back of my hand.
So, this is why what she did was so monumental. Think about where we were 30 years ago. I know we were kids. We were 10
and Let's Wait a While? I didn't know Let's Wait a While.
Yeah, it was.
What year is this?
Mm-hmm.
This is 1986? Okay.
The Control's 86, right. So think about this a second.
Yeah.
Rhythm Nation, 30 years old now, okay, 1989. Michael Jackson is the biggest star in the planet, period. Whether it's film, music, doesn't matter, okay? And yet, Rhythm Nation, she was able to separate herself from just being Michael's sister.
That's true.
So to do that still while being related to the biggest star on the planet and still be able to carve out your own niche. And not just a niche, for the record. She was groundbreaking. She was huge. That's why that album is so important too. Not just obviously the other stuff in there, the social injustice and all that stuff in the album, obviously. But for her personally, to separate herself from the family and being her own, Janet Jackson. That is Janet Jackson, brother of Michael and brother, sister of Michael and the Jackson 5 and all that. Janet Jackson. Real Nation is the album that did that.
Well,
for
Control is when Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis got a hold of her, right?
Yes.
That's when they got her.
And they were on there for a while, too.
And then did they also, are they on Rhythm Nation as well?
Yes,
is that them?
And Janet and Rope, yes. And,
okay, well, good job. Yeah, this is a run.
Yeah.
Let me look at Bill. I'm sure I don't know very much about Bill.
Or no?
Did
Teddy Riley work on some of Rhythm Nation or no?
Maybe I don't think so, no.
No? I'm going to show if he did or not.
Teddy Riley was working with Michael at that point, with Dangerous.
Yeah, I remember you. That's why I wasn't sure if you worked with her, too. That's why I wasn't sure. But, no, what I was going to say about Janet, which is always, like, weird to me, was, like, after, like, 2000 or 2001, that was it.
Yeah.
Like, her fall-off was insane. Like, her drop-off came out of nowhere. I mean, I don't know why.
I know why. I know why.
She got weird?
No, not even that. You know that guy, Les Moonves, the guy from CBS, that just recently got fired or whatever, like a year ago? Because the sexual stuff that he was accused of?
Yeah, okay. That dude.
So,
yes, Moonves, Leslie Moonves.
So it was revealed that after the Super Bowl in 2004, with Justin Timberlake, the whole Nipplegate, that he tried to destroy, he basically tried to destroy her career. Made her toxic. So you start seeing less appearances of her on TV and sales go down. And I gotta tell you, Hollywood's fucked up. Hollywood in general, if they want to ruin your career, they can. No matter how big you are.
Well, of course.
And
of course they can.
And because of what happened in the Super Bowl that year on CBS, by the way, that game was on CBS in Nipplegate. And this is why I get pissed at Justin Timberlake, and much I like his music, is that Justin took very little to no heat for what happened on that show.
Well, let's revisit. Let's go back to this for just a second.
Okay.
So, what do we think happened? So so for them to try and ruin her, because what I saw was an accident. Are they telling me that they think that she did this on purpose and that's why she needed to be done with? They think this woman decided to reveal her nipple on live television at the freaking Super Bowl. They are saying she did that on purpose. That's what we're saying.
Or at the very least, hold her responsible for it, so make her pay for it. Her own career.
That doesn't even make any sense. I never even understood, which is why I'm so happy we're talking. I was like, do they actually think she did that on purpose? Like it was a freaking wardrobe. How come we haven't been considering that a wardrobe malfunction for all these years? Why? Because that was what it was, right? Or unless...
Even if it was something that was staged, like Justin Timberlake obviously knew what was going on then.
And that's what he got very little no heat.
That's the part. Yeah, he got little no heat, and he became at one point the biggest star in music. You know,
was he the biggest star? Was he?
Yes, he was. Yes, EJ.
No one even denied
yes, EJ.
I love Justin.
That album was one of the best top-to-bottom albums in a long time.
Fuji Sex Love Songs?
That album and
the one that Pharrell produced?
Yeah.
No.
Wait a minute, which one?
Timberland had this one.
Oh, the one after, wait a minute.
With Sexy Back. With Sexy Back and My Love with T.I.
Oh, right. That's the Timberland one, right? And he's got a song with 3 6
on that one.
On there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the Timberland one. Okay.
The Future 6 Love Songs album is probably one of the best pop albums ever.
Oh, I love that album.
I agree.
And at that point, you couldn't touch Justin Timberlake. Then he came out with his double album that was like, Then he came out with that bullshit last year, that Man in the Woods garbage #1.
So basically, Justin Timberlake. Okay, so you're saying that maybe for that 1 year, 2 year period, biggest pop star in the world.
Yeah.
His stock definitely rose after that moment. It almost catapulted him. It took her out completely. And he might have taken her spot in the game. Like, he was definitely a huge star. Because, again, even that first album, it wasn't as good as the Timberland produced. But it still was a big freaking deal. It had hits on it.
You mean Justified? Justified?
Yeah, he's I didn't like that.
That's the one I'm looking for. Yeah,
I like it, but he had a lot of Pharrell. He had the clips on there. He had hits on
You realize most of that album was written for Michael Jackson, right? And Michael said, "No, I don't want it. I'm good." No,
well, I mean, that's what Mike can do.
Pharrell's songs like "Cry Me a River," "Senorita," all those songs were written specifically for Michael Jackson. And he said
I can see that because Timberlake has his range.
Yeah, and
he has his range. Pharrell has runs like that, though. Like he's done that. There's a song on his he did fronting for Prince, and Prince was like, "No, I'm good," and then he made it. Like he has runs where he definitely was doing songs hoping that big time stars, freaking superstars would take them, and they didn't, and they still blew up. I mean, which congrats to him.
No,
but that
I
whole
like Justin,
album
though.
sort of does sound like Michael could have sung that.
Oh yeah.
But like not for nothing, that Timberlake was invited back to do the Super Bowl, and he didn't bring Janet out, which pissed people off.
Well, yeah, there was a little movement like 2 years ago about because Janet fans are pissed off because here he is getting another run in the Super Bowl, and she can't even get even a look anymore.
And
I cannot believe that they're saying that she did that on purpose.
Well, even if she did, she didn't get over it.
It was proven. Roz, it was proven in the last 2 years after Les Moonves's resignation that he literally tried to fuck her. No, not so much in sexual. I'm talking about literally screw her.
But probably given his reputation, he might have actually tried to do it. She didn't take it, and then he coupled that with the Super Bowl terrible incident. And now he was trying to rid her because he had he definitely was that guy. I mean, if you read anything about, all of the women that worked at the network at that time.
Exactly. Yeah. It's been proven already in documents that he specifically tried to ruin her career because of what happened in the Super Bowl. Because remember, CBS was airing that Super Bowl, and it screwed him.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Again, Hollywood's fucked up.
And Man of the Woods sucks, too.
Man of the Woods is terrible. I tried to listen to the album. I can't do it. I admire the ones to try new things.
No, I don't. No, because you have to know it's still garbage. No. Whenever people say, "Oh, I want to try something different," you're a fucking musician. You should know if it sounds like trash. And that was trash. I don't give a fuck that these are the only songs you worked on in the last 4 years, Justin. It was garbage. You're a lot better than that. Nobody wants to hear that garbage. Nobody wants to hear about you writing love songs to your wife every track. That was bullshit. That was really pussy bullshit. I'm a huge Justin Timberlake fan. That was garbage. And yeah, you can go experiment. Look at Outkast. They experimented every single album. It was great. They did not have a single bad album. Every album was different from the other. You can experiment and still make good music. I hate that excuse. Oh, I want to try something different. Motherfucker, you know what good music is supposed to sound like. Don't give me that shit. It was garbage. And you were lazy.
Could I argue that Justin maybe saved Timbaland's career? Because before that album, Future Sex Love Sounds, that Timbaland was
in a depression.
At that point was kind of stale. He kind of got...
No, you know what it was?
Missy
but wait, no, hold on.
No, yeah. He was actually in a depression for a long time. After that, Aaliyah death fucked him up. The Aaliyah death fucked Timbaland up because that was like.
And I think also Missy stopped working with him also too at the time as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, him and Missy. That Aaliyah death fucked up Missy too. Remember, Timbaland had his family, which was Missy, Aaliyah, and Genuine. Genuine was part of that group, which is baffling to me, but he was. That was. Yeah. Genuine was part of that quadrant right there.
Yeah, he
was.
Artists
he was hardcore. And then he had Tweet, a couple other artists, Magoo, and then he went through a long depression, man. He did. So for him, I think he was almost suicidal, wasn't he?
I don't know about that now.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he was. Yeah, I remember
he was
hearing talk about that.
Super depressed. So but it was great that him and Justin just have that chemistry together. Thank God they did.
But Missy too. Also, he got and by mid 2000 he got a little bit stale for a while, in my opinion.
Yeah, because he didn't.
He got a little bit what?
Stale.
I'm trying to see when did the Black album dropped in
2004.
2003.
4.
Well, he worked on that. He has a couple hits on there. I thought.
he had Dirt Off Your Shoulder, which was huge.
Yeah, which was huge. Okay,
Yeah,
so and then it looks like his Timberlake album was 2006. So yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry,
probably
you're right.
when he's
03.
turning it around.
It's late 03 it came out.
Yeah.
Late 03.
Yeah.
But when he had that Aaliyah Missy thing, it was hit after hit after hit after hit. Then after Aaliyah passed away or whatever, then it started becoming. He really was just making tracks for Jay-Z. It seemed like, and he had a Bubba Sparks project that should have done better, but Bubba Sparks project didn't do as good as it should have. It was actually an underrated rap album, Bubba Sparks. And it was just like he was just producing here and there, and he wasn't like making like that's all he was really. If you look at Jay-Z's like hits, a lot of them are Timberlake. A lot of them are Timberlake.
A lot of them are Timberlake. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, like a lot of them are Timberland, Just Blaze, Kanye, and Pharrell. Like those are pretty much the ones Jay-Z makes money with.
Yeah,
but you can scratch Kanye off that list.
But I think my large point was that. Whether it may have been depression, whether it may have been, whatever it may have been, for me personally, being a Timberland fan for years, with Missy especially, he did get stale for a little while, in my opinion. And then the Timberlake album comes out, the Future Sex Love Songs album comes out, and that's a major hit. And then he does so well that Timberland does a solo album the very next year. And he had a little run in the late 2000s where he had a couple good hits here and there. So he did work with One Republic and a couple other artists that was hot. So Timberland, Justin, you could say saved his career in a lot of ways.
And notice too, him and Justin started writing a lot more. Like they were working on projects. Remember they tried bringing back that old fucking '90s band that no one cared about. That they tried bringing back some garbage.
What was the name of that band? Yeah, I do remember that. What was the name of it?
I forgot, but Justin was involved in that too. Like it was Justin and Timberland involved in the writing in that. I forgot who the hell the name of the band was that they tried bringing back in the '90s, but it didn't work. It 100% failed. And remember, he also had the Chris Cornell project, which I actually liked.
You and I agree on that one. You and I both see eye on that one on the Chris Cornell project.
Yeah, I love the Chris Cornell project. Yeah, I thought it was great hearing Chris Cornell on those kind of beats. I thought it was great. But it fell flat because Chris Cornell lost a lot of his following because of that. People thought he sold out, but it's like, let the man make his money. But whatever the case was, it was, whatever. Timberland's going to go down as one of the greatest producers of all time. Easily.
Oh, no question. No question. Easily.
Even if he did take like that 10-year break or whatever you want, he's going to go down unquestionably as one of the best music producers of all time, and definitely in hip-hop and R&B, just locking shit down. Like, his sound, his production, it's so signature, even to this day.
Right. So if this is actually a good way to end the show. So let's do this real quick. Mount Rushmore producers. I mean, I guess we'll stick with the more the R&B / hip hop, because I mean, obviously you can call hip hop hard rock also too, but it doesn't apply to what we're talking about here. But in terms of pop music,
producers in rock are different than producers in.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Like to me, obviously Quincy Jones is on top of the list, number one. I mean, the guy's fucking incredible. His ear for music is amazing.
Who is that?
Quincy Jones.
Your phone breaks up every time you say it. Sounds like you're probably trying to say Kanye West.
Quincy Jones.
Oh, Quincy Jones. Well, wait a minute. Are we talking about what? You gotta narrow this thing down.
Pop music. Pop means everything.
Oh, you said pop music?
Okay. I mean, pop can include hip hop also too, to be honest with you. Because if you think about it.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be hard. Like Rushmore is like 4 people, right? 4 or 5 people.
4.
Yeah, that's hard.
Dude, you gotta limit me to like rap or something.
Is Teddy Riley in that conversation though?
Yeah. Of course he is. Like Teddy Riley has to be. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis have to be.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
Jones has to be.
I was never a huge Babyface fan as an artist.
Me neither.
But as a producer, he's pretty fucking good.
See, like for him, I think songwriter, lyrics wise, he's better. No. Yeah, I think he's a great songwriter.
He's a great songwriter. But he produced hits though, and I love to joke about how he used the same chords all the time. Like the same chords are in all his music, basically.
Look,
but
still
they were hits, though. They were legit hits. I can't hate on them.
With me, even though like Teddy Riley's probably always going to be there for me, and I know Quincy Jones is like the god. It's like, but like I'm so hip hop based, like I'm going to always put DJ Premier in my top 4.
What about Split Star?
Split Star? Is that
What about who?
Yeah. Busta's a
Oh,
producer.
Busta Rhymes hype man?
I love Busta Rhymes as a producer.
Oh,
Man. Really well.
No. Let's start nowhere near that shit.
I'm joking. I'm just joking. I love him, though.
Nowhere near that. No, but like, DJ Premier is always going to be one of that for me, because I love DJ Premier because his sound never changed. He's straight, grimy hip-hop.
Hey, keep talking, though. Baby's awake. Keep talking.
And, DJ Premier just always gave New York that sound, and then it's like, I don't know, like my producer list is different because I'm thinking more hip-hop, and that's pretty much where I'm based at. Like, I love heat makers. I love, it's different for me because we're talking about people, when we're talking about producers, you can talk about the hits they've made over the years or just producers you like and the producers that you vibe with, so.
Right,
tough.
exactly. It's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough because, it's a whole different, and they exist in different silos, to your point. We could have a conversation about Teddy Riley, R. Kelly, Babyface. As a producer, we're not going to go all the way. But as a producer, R. Kelly had his, right. But, when you start coming over to hip-hop, we're talking about Pharrell, we're talking about Timberlake, we're talking about...
Another one, too, also.
Just Blaze.
Mm-hmm. Not for nothing, when you talk about hip-hop, you still talk R. Kelly, too. You still talk R. Kelly, too.
Yeah, we're still talking about R. Kelly. We're talking about Q-Tip. We're talking about, we got a whole range of folks. We got
like Trackmasters made hits.
Trackmasters, yes. Hit after hit.
Another one, too, also, that had a good run for a good 10 years, and between 98, 99 to late 2000s was Ronnie Jerkins.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
It's tough. There is no Mount Rushmore. It's insane.
Okay, there's Quincy and Teddy and everybody else.
You can probably do Mount Rushmores per decade. Maybe. Per decade, Mount Rushmore is a bit. Remember, because music changes. That's the other thing.
Music, exactly.
Like DJ Premier's production, and like I said, I probably stand alone with just saying DJ Premier. His production is 100 times different than Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. It's nowhere in the same stratosphere.
Exactly.
It's like nowhere in the same stratosphere. Like Timberland's production is nowhere near what Quincy Jones does. So it's tough. I think you got to go like decades or something because music changes. Like if you ask a 19-year-old kid today, he's gonna tell you some crazy ass name from a kid we never heard of, and he's probably killing it, and he's got probably 10 number one hits right now, and we don't know who he is.
That's true. That's a good point. Maybe one day we'll do that. Maybe one day we'll do a Mount Rushmore producers of the 80s and 90s and 2000s. I don't know.
It's tough.
I don't know. We did not talk about any sports on this podcast.
I'm okay with that.
That's a first for us, I think.
No, we've done it before. No, we've done it before in the past. Oh, we could do a quick the baseball playoffs. You care about it?
I do, but I'm not watching it yet.
You don't.
I'm just.
Wait, you do care about it, Ross?
I love to. I get very much, yeah. The Yankees. What are we talking about? Yankees, Cardinals.
Stop. Yankees, stop.
I'm sorry, but that's the way we're rolling over here.
I hope you guys lose.
Sorry. No, don't root for that.
Go Astros.
I haven't watched the baseball playoffs since the White Sox were in it, and the White Sox haven't been in the playoffs in a very, 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 very
05.
Very long time. Yeah.
05.
It's been 14 years.
Jesus.
Gee, why no baseball? Why did you watch then?
What?
I was about to ask you why haven't you watched since, but now I'm going to say now I prefer to ask it the other way. What made you watch when the White Sox were in? Are you a White Sox fan?
Yeah.
I've been a White Sox fan since I was a kid.
Wait, how did you have all these Chicago teams?
Yeah, exactly. Here you go. Tell the story.
Is this a thing I don't know? Like, how would I never? So now Chicago Bears, that's like a legacy team. But White Sox, how do you end up with Chicago teams? Please regale me with the details of this.
Honestly, because it was the Bears. And it was like, Chicago Bears were my team, my first favorite sports team I ever liked. And then when it came to baseball, I was actually a Mets fan when I was younger. And then Frank Thomas, I was collecting baseball cards. Like, who's Frank Thomas play for? This big, scary black dude. I'm going to root for whatever team he's on.
So tell me you are a Mets fan then, technically.
Yeah, I have a slow spot for the Mets. But, because when I was younger, I loved David Cone, Darryl Strawberry, Doc Gooden.
That's my team.
I like Kevin. Yeah, like Kevin McReynolds. Like I loved all those dudes. But and then in hockey, I just had to pick a hockey team, so I picked the Blackhawks because they were in Chicago. And then in basketball, the only way I really, really screwed up because I could have had Jordan and the Bulls, but nah, I picked the Nets.
Okay. Yeah, very interesting.
I'm all New York. I'm all New York to basketball. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't, we didn't have any, I'm sounding like a complete green person here, but, we didn't have sports teams of the pro persuasion growing up here. But anyway, but I'm a Yankees fan and I'm a Cubs fan because my dad was a Cubs fan.
How can you do that, though?
My dad lived in Chicago for a while. Well, Yankees has to do with Derek Jeter and Derek Jeter's father. This is so
you think he's hot?
But, well, of course I think Derek Jeter is hot, yes. But Derek Jeter's father went to Fisk.
Okay.
He is a Fiskite. And so that really is why I like Derek Jeter's backstory too, but the fact that his father went to Fisk and then went to Meharry, it's amazing. So that's why I became a Jeter fan, and that's why Jeter made me become a Yankees fan. And, yeah.
That's G's favorite player in the whole world, Jeter.
I fucking hate Derek.
Well, yeah, I know that. I know that can't be true.
The single most overrated pro athlete of all time. Single most overrated pro athlete of
I will say he's a bit overrated, but I won't go as far as you are.
He is ridiculously
He's a
overrated,
bit overrated.
man.
He's not the greatest Yankee of all time, that's for damn sure. Longevity, yes, I'll give him that. But in terms of being like the best way he does, no, this is other Yankees I'll take over him.
I actually wrote an article years ago about, I call it the facade of Derek Jeter.
I know you did.
Shit like that.
That's the greatest article you ever wrote, I thought.
Yankee fans were knocking on my door with their guns. Like, these dudes wanted to straight up kill me because I was just laying facts in about how I broke down science on how this dude is overrated. I was like, I don't even watch baseball, and I know that dude's overrated.
No, I don't support you.
Yeah.
I live here.
I don't support that.
I live here, and he's overrated.
I don't support
that. Here. He's overrated.
No. Wait, so are you an A-Rod fan? Did you like A-Rod?
A-Rod's one of my favorite sports players of all time.
Of course he is. And so when he got there, you were really upset that Jeter did not relinquish his shortstop to A-Rod, were you?
Yeah, you want to know why? Because A-Rod would have went down in history as probably the greatest shortstop. Let me tell you, A-Rod would have went down in history as the greatest shortstop of all time. Because A-Rod was a gold glover at shortstop. Jeter was a bullshit shortstop, especially at that time. And then, you know what A-Rod did, Roz? He won a gold glove at third base. So, hey, who's the greatest of all time? A-Rod?
Oh, my God.
I'll tell you what, though.
No.
I used to hate A-Rod, but then everybody hating him as much as I did didn't sit well with me, so I ended up feeling sorry for him. I like him.
No, I just loosened up my dislike of A-Rod because he's dating Jennifer Lopez.
Why? Wait,
that's not, or they're engaged or married or whichever thing they've done at this point. And that's not even a thing that I normally care about, is these celebrity link-ups. But I love how in her world, he's kind of just this little thing on the side of her. Like in his world, Ye is giving him all the build-up, but over in her world, he's just kind of the dude in the pictures with her.
Wait, you're a J-Lo fan?
J-Lo ain't shit. I'll tell you that much. She's another one.
I'm not a huge, what I would say is, like, I saw Hustlers, first of all. So anybody better be praying to the God that when every woman, that by the time they're 50, they can still do that thing she's doing. So as she has gotten older, I have a great appreciation for the way she's moved around and the way she's taking good care of herself. And so now that she's with A-Rod, which is such listen. And so her and A-Rod are like a weird little pair to me in that he kind of doesn't belong. Like in all of everything, he looks like he's still trying to get a handle on this entertainment, this big time stardom, because sports fame and entertainment fame are not the same.
Bugging. You're really bugging out on this, bud.
No, seriously.
You're acting as if A-Rod has no idea what to do on a red carpet. Like he's a fish out of water.
No. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm just saying to you, this was even discussed when like Lamar Odom got with Chloe. Like sports fame is very different from psycho, we just worship the ground you walk on. Every time you open an eyelid, we're all over you. Like, sports fame is very different from entertainment general world entertainment fame. And so when these sports dudes, like even when the dude with the Dodgers, Matt Kemp, was dating Rihanna, like these are different, like they're big deals to me. Like Lamar Odom is a big deal to me, but I'm also a sports fan. But in the general consensus, people are like, who the hell is this person walking around with Chloe and Rihanna? Like, it's just a different type of fame. It's a different type of fame.
In your opinion, who has more weight celebrity-wise in the Dwayne Wade-Gabrielle Union marriage?
Ooh, good question.
But that's different. Dwayne Wade clearly, I feel like, has it. But no.
Because Dwayne Wade is not just an athlete.
I think Dwayne Wade.
And I'm not saying Gabrielle Union's a scrub. Like she.
No. I think Dwayne Wade.
Not a scrub.
I think Dwayne Wade because he's also a borderline transcendent athlete. You know what I mean? Not
like Dwayne Wade is almost sure. Dwayne Wade is almost. I mean, he kind of like he's on this like LeBron Kobe track where everyone knows them, and I don't know. But like Gabrielle Union is not like J-Lo. Like that's not a fair like that's a different level of fame as well.
Yeah,
so I think in their relationship. Go ahead,
I would say because Dwayne Wade's not as big as A-Rod is. That's why I was saying that.
Right, exactly. But that's a good point.
Wait. Are you saying Dwayne Wade's
way bigger?
No, Dwayne Wade's way bigger than A-Rod.
What?
Say that one more time, AJ.
No, wait, G, are you saying that A-Rod is bigger than Dwayne Wade?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a much bigger celebrity.
I think so.
I disagree with 100%. Because basketball. No. Wait. It's almost unfair to A-Rod because Dwayne Wade is well known worldwide. Dwayne Wade is a 5-star celebrity.
And you don't think A-Rod is?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I'll put it like this, DJ. I'll put it like this. In no time in Dwayne Wade's career was he the most popular guy in his sport.
No. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying to you is.
But I'm just saying
Wait. What I'm saying to you is the fact that it's unfair to A-Rod because of the sport. Because Dwayne plays basketball and they push celebrity names more than baseball does, automatically Dwayne Wade's going to win that argument. It's not even fair to A-Rod, honestly.
No way. You're out of your mind, dude.
Dude, Dwayne Wade's...
You're out of your mind.
Do you know how big Dwayne Wade's in China? Humongous in China.
You don't think A-Rod's big in China?
I didn't say he wasn't.
But
But the sport of basketball is bigger than baseball.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we're talking tiers at this point. Like, that's what I'm saying. So,
we're
not saying that it's not a star. He's not a star, but I feel like A-Rod is a bigger global star than Dwayne Wade is.
A-Rod's also big for the wrong reasons,
barely by
too,
like
though.
a hair, though.
But also A-Rod's also bigger for the wrong reasons. Hate to say it.
It doesn't matter.
What?
That doesn't
Come on
matter.
now.
Well, right.
Really?
Even if that's true, dude. Even if that's true, that doesn't matter. You're still well. All we're talking about is celebrity and popularity.
Put it on the poll. I'm putting it on the
Right,
poll.
we're
I'm
not
putting it on
talking
the poll right
about.
now.
We're just talking about
I'm putting it on the
celebrity.
poll right now on Twitter. Bigger celebrity, Dwayne Wade or A-Rod? There we go.
And you're
I'm
gonna
telling
see
you.
you can see that all of EJ's only black followers saying Dwayne Wade. That's right.
Dwayne Wade, of course. Yeah,
I got
exactly.
black followers?
But I think A-Rod is bigger.
All you have is black followers in basketball and Kyle Nash. That's it. That's all you got. You got black people, basketball fans, and Kyle Nash. That's it.
He's not racist.
Yeah,
He's not racist.
I feel like A-Rod is bigger. But I'm also the same person that's telling you that J-Lo is bigger than A-Rod in their relationship.
Well, that's ain't close.
So,
of course that is the case. She's a female.
No, but I'm just saying,
female.
it's amazing. I guess I'm just making the point that in realistic terms, per G's point, every response you get back is probably going to say Dwayne Wade is. But that's because people live in their own little, very small perspectives. But in the bigger scheme of things, I do think that A-Rod is probably just a hair, and we're talking about on the level that all athletes, on the top tier level of all athletes, which I think Dwayne Wade is on and A-Rod is on. I think A-Rod is just a hair bigger than him on that tier. But they're both on the same line with LeBron, Kobe, Jordan in recognition. Now, we're not talking about the crap they did we're not talking about all numbers and all that, but just in celebrity, we're talking about the best of the best anyway. So we're talking about very small degree of separation between Dwayne Wade and A-Rod. But I think A-Rod nudges him just a bit. He's got the nudge.
I got one more question for Roz. I don't know how we got on this topic, but about how long have you been cool, Roz? Maybe 6-7 years? I have no idea, honestly, right?
Yeah, I think when
I first had you on the podcast or whatever, right? And ever since then, me and Roz pretty much always talk about Jay-Z, Beyonce, for whatever reason, always comes up, right? But and I remember me and you discussing it when they first came out, that Beyonce was the bigger star. What do you say now?
Beyonce.
Has he caught up, or is Beyonce still the bigger star?
Beyonce is. To me.
I kind of think Jay-Z's celebrity's kind of caught up.
I think Jay-Z's celebrity, yeah. So this is the thing, right? So I remember saying this before.
He's rubbing elbows with a different kind of person right now. He's rubbing elbows with a different kind of people in the room right now.
This is the thing. Like, I think as far as, this is the way I see their relationship, as far as what Beyonce does, big, huge. So what she does is sing and dance. And in the singing and dancing, it doesn't really get much bigger than her. Jay-Z was really big in what he did as a rapper, but he also got to be fairly big in other stuff. Then they got together, and I think she pushed him into I think their association got him in different rooms and pushed him into another stratosphere. It's very interesting you asked me this today, G, because I was just thinking yesterday that he might be bigger now. Because now we're talking about title, we're talking about
the
this
NFL.
ill-fated association with the NFL.
Yeah, I mean,
we're talking about a sports agency. We're talking about Live Nation. Like, we're having a very different conversation about Jay-Z on top of the one where we were already talking about him being one of the best rappers that has ever lived.
Right.
Yes,
so, and I don't know if we're having that broad of a conversation about her. We're still talking about her being one of the best entertainers, but I don't know if we're talking about her being
business
any
acumen.
other thing.
I mean, the thing is, at her level of entertainment, I mean, people say it's unmatched or it's pretty much at Michael Jackson level right now. You know, so it's like, when you're talking about her global impact and entertainment-wise, it's like, you're not going to get another one like that. You know,
well, I don't think her global, I don't think, we had a discussion last year, I don't think her global impact is nowhere as big as you think it is. It's definitely big here and in certain countries, but it's not as big as you think it is.
You're insane.
No, I'm being serious.
Dude, you have no idea what goes on outside of Florida.
I do know what goes on outside of Florida. I got friends outside of Florida. Trust me, I do.
You have no idea what goes on outside of Florida. You know about, you can tell me the fuck out of hurricane season. You can talk about Dwayne Wade. You can light it up about the Tampa Bay Rays. You have no idea what's going on outside that thing.
No, I'm not saying she's not big, but I don't think I don't think she's as big as you think she is outside the country. Outside this country, she's bigger obviously than Europe.
Dude, even Rihanna's huge outside the country.
That's my point.
Rihanna's bigger than her.
Rihanna's bigger than her outside
now
the country.
Listen.
It's not even close.
Listen. There's a star. Like, that
Thank
person
you.
right there is huge.
That's my point.
Yeah. Rihanna is an actual freaking superstar. Like, there's no playing around about Rihanna.
And you know what's great about Rihanna? She's a superstar because of who she is, like personality. She doesn't fake it.
Correct.
I think, her pop music is great. She makes great pop records, great dances. But let's be, she doesn't have the greatest voice of all time. She's a studio voice. And that's what I think was so genius about everything behind Rihanna. You know, the machine pushing Rihanna.
I agree.
They have perfected Rihanna to be this island girl pop star with the badass attitude that the girls want to be like and the guys want to be with, and she acts like a dude pretty much. The way she runs through these dudes, she's the most shit.
Rihanna is a legit superstar. I don't. It took me a while to fashion myself to understand what I was seeing, but that is a legit superstar. And so I think, I remember what I did say to you before, G, was that I thought the biggest benefit to Beyonce of her and Jay-Z getting together is that Jay-Z sort of normalized her to me. Like, she always seemed like this thing that wasn't very accessible, which is not a thing that Rihanna always, even though you know she's not accessible to you, she always feels like she's just normal enough for you.
You feel like if you have good enough weed, she'll hang out with you.
Exactly. Whereas Beyonce feels like you might like she's going to be on a throne in a room very far away in some glass. Rihanna doesn't feel like that, and I think that's what legit makes her a superstar to me. But when Beyonce got with Jay-Z, I think it helped that a little bit, but not as much. She's still not Rihanna.
I gotta be honest with you, too. And it's funny, we had this discussion in terms of the MJ-Beyonce comparisons last year on this podcast. I was surprised how low, in comparison to the people we're talking about here, for example, how low Beyonce's album sales are actually, how low they are. Like, I thought she'd be in 100 million already.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even close to that category yet.
Mm-mm.
Not even close.
No.
I was surprised. I was really surprised about that.
And what's great is that Rihanna is built up as pretty much the anti-Beyonce. You know, like, Beyonce's like the clean-cut queen, kind of thing like that. She's the prim proper. She's the one that you see on the red carpet that's going to be with, like she's going to be talking to Michelle Obama or the Queen of England. You know? Like that's who Beyonce is. Rihanna's totally not that, but what's great about it, she doesn't give a fuck. You know?
Correct.
Like, she's totally on the other end of the spectrum, and not for nothing, like, Jay-Z's had a lot to do with her career as well. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's kind of amazing that, like, you know, which is why everybody knows Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce with Rihanna too, but we won't get into that.
Well, we got to save that for next time because I don't know if I'm willing to accept that just yet.
Let's see what next podcast. Anyway, guys, we got to run. Before we go, Roz first. Ladies first, as always. Anything to plug?
Oh, well, yeah. So on Monday, October 14th, you can see me on NBC on the show Bluff City Law.
Oh, wow.
At 9 Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. So I'll be making my first NBC appearance in prime time on Bluff City Law, and you got to get there early because I appear early in the episode. So, yeah, that's happening. And then also next Saturday, which I don't know the date, 19th maybe, I am back on the Lifetime Network in a film about Patsy Cline and Loretta Lynn called Patsy and Loretta. So I have 2 premieres next week on TV, 2 TV premieres next week. So.
And yet you make time for these 2 generous, me and G, on this little drinking podcast. Good job.
Y'all are my peeps, whatever. I was going to be devastated. Like, did you not see how I responded in DM? Like, no, we have to do this pod this Thursday. What are you doing? So, yes, y'all my people. That's why we got to get these promotional photos in 2020 so we can take shooting the shit global. Like, you got to get ready.
Yeah. Hell yeah. G, what you got to plug? How's baby, by the way?
Baby's fine. He had a little cold on Monday, but he's a dickhead because then he gave it to me. So, you know, he gave me a cold too. But he's adorable.
Did you call your baby a dickhead?
Oh, yeah, I call him a dickhead.
Did you just call your baby a dickhead?
I call him everything because he has to learn. He has to learn how to gain tough skin early, all right? He has to learn, all right? So after a while, these words would mean nothing. That's the kind of parenting I'm building, all right? That's the kind of parenting I'm building, all right? But yeah, the best part of childhood, at least for me, is that I don't have to lie to myself. Like, my kid is really fucking adorable. So I don't have to lie to myself.
He is cute though. He really
is. He really is. Yeah.
It's like, I'm just looking at him every day. I'm like, even when he cries, it doesn't bother me at all. I just hold him and watch TV. I'm like, just cry it out, man. I'm like, you have a lot to cry about in like 18, 19 years. It doesn't get much harder, much easier. So keep crying.
Yeah.
So yeah, outside of that, just the Bears Brawl podcast, the Bears Brawl Network, thebearsbrawl.com, and tuned into my TV Monday and Saturday so I can watch my good friend Roz.
What's up, Beanie Vegas? What's up, Beanie Vegas?
What happened?
Beanie Vegas.
Yeah, the Beanie Vegas pod had to be put on hold because apparently my son doesn't like it because he won't let me record it. So.
Oh Lord! Welcome to my world. I'm lucky right now. Like I can do what I do.
He does not want Daddy talking about gambling. So all right.
I'm sure Mom loves that.
No, yeah, she does.
Anyway, I got to pick up my son from school now. My 6-year-old son from school. Because I promised him ice cream. It was good today.
All right.
Oh, yay.
Not sugar-free.
You're going to handle that.
Sugar. All the sugar in the world, Roz. Okay?
It's not the sugar anyway, I don't want to talk about it. But I'm happy. He's done well, and he deserves to be rewarded.
Love you guys, man. We'll
Yay, little EJ.
You got it.
All right, talk soon. Thanks.
All right,
Talk to y'all later.
Take care.